Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Blaine's World, a video guide to the Grand Strand and Myrtle Beach area. We are in Little River, headed northbound. We're going to take you to show you the Vereen Park today. This will be a short video. You've already seen this route we've taken before many times already, showing you Little River and Calabash, going into North Carolina. Now where we're going is still in South Carolina, but it's right on the same route. Right before you get to the North Carolina state line, there's a little public park they have here. When I first moved here, it was just a wooded area. The county decided to buy it and make it a park. It's real nice. Take a walk in. It's got a long nature trail through the woods. It's got a big dock you can walk out on. We're going to stop and go out there and take a walk and show it to you. We take our dogs here once in a while and let them run around in the woods for a little bit. But it's one of the few small amenities that they do have here. They don't have a whole lot as far as parks and recreation, because the beach is what's considered the majority of the recreation here. Vereen Gardens. Basically, as soon as you turn, coming to North Carolina, you turn again. Oh, they've improved the gate. They didn't have the big sign and stuff here before. So this is, again, Vereen Gardens. It's part of the Horry County Parks and Recreation system. And tonight it closes at 5 o'clock because we're getting dark earlier. Zumba Gold. We got some other things going on. It's been probably 6 months, maybe a year since Rochelle and I have been here. But again, this is one of those little hidden places that if you don't know about, you won't find it very easily. And we know, again, most people do come here just to go to the beach and so forth, but there are folks that also like to come to the park and see places like this and so forth. So I'm gonna take you out here and walk around a little bit and show you the dock and show you where the trails are that they have. They've got a little pavilion here. You can have a little gathering. I don't know if they've got any grills installed yet or not. They were talking about installing some small, and there's an old cemetery here, Vereen Family Cemetery, from years ago, before the county bought the park. It was already here. This has got partial marshland and backwater area from off the Intracoastal waterway. There's quite a bit of wildlife in here. It's not a real big park, but as far as width-wise, but it's kind of long, going from the entrance all the way back to where it ends at the waterway. But it's very peaceful and quiet. There's a little residential neighborhood just next door. You can see some of the houses up here on the left. It's a private gated community that backs up to the park here. And as you see, it goes downhill quite a bit, going down. It goes uphill coming out of North Myrtle Beach, going into Little River. You don't really realize it as much when you're driving down Highway 17. You're slightly going uphill for a little while, going into North Carolina, and then when you come somewhere like here where it goes back to the Intracoastal waterway, you see how much the land has a tendency to have dips and rises in it. And there's another road you can take from parking over there to the right. They do allow pets, obviously, walking here. Like I said, we bring ours here. They do have a little stand up here near the beginning of the park where they provide little bags for picking up after your dog, and restrooms, portable type restrooms. Yeah, squeeze in here, and we'll pause for a minute and go take a walk around the trails. And so they even built some
shelter over it. There's the restrooms. And again, they ask you to clean up after your pet and provide a little disposal bag for it in the waste area. We got some rules here as far as policies of what can and cannot be done, and courtesies they ask you to extend to others while you're here. We've got a little playground area over here for the kids. Some swings, so forth. Look back over part of the marsh area. And every time we come here, they're constantly improving it. I see some benches here that weren't here the last time Rochelle and I came here. They've got a little information thing that tells you about who donated these benches and when. And as you go around the park, there's also different areas that are posted where they give you bits of information about the wildlife and the different critters and creatures you find in the marshes and on the shore and under the waves and under the water and almost everywhere in between. They give information on some of the fish and some of the birds and things like that. There's informational placards like you'll see here, showing you some of the information about the marsh and the habitats and things of that nature. And some of the rules: no skateboards, scooters, skates.
Howdy.
You get information every so often about some of the plants that are native to the area. It's a very nice park right here on the waterway. Got a nice boardwalk that goes through the marsh area here and shows you. We're not going to keep the camera running through the whole thing. I'm just going to stop and start and show you different spots. This is the Intracoastal waterway. I've shown you before. I can get in a boat and go up here about a half a mile on the left and get out and walk up. I'd be on my road where I live. Okay, we're getting toward the end of the boardwalk here to the first spot. You can go somewhere else, which is the dock also, where you can walk down. That's going out toward the ocean, toward the breakers, and the breakwater area and so forth. Now that, what you see over there is the community next door. That's, like I said, a private gated community. They've got their own dock as well, and boat tie-ups at their dock. There's just a little area to sit at this place here. They don't have any docking facilities for boats of any kind. Information about the moon and the influence of it on the tides for people that aren't quite aware of that. And here we're coming up to the dock at the waterway, and I noticed they've built a new little pavilion here that wasn't here the last time. They put it in so it's access for a wheelchair. Again, some of the information about some of the saltwater fish that you'll find in this area, their habits and habitat. seem to have a bunch of people out here today. So somebody's fishing. Not sure. I believe it's permitted though. Again, this is the Intracoastal waterway. You can get on a boat and go from down in Florida all the way up to New England area and Maine and so forth. And when you go out this way, you're going out to the ocean. It takes a break for a little while before it goes back in and up around Wilmington, I guess, where the Cape Fear River is. Again, that's part of the private community next door here to the park. This over here is what's behind my house. It's 4,000 acres of natural woodland area called, goodness, lost my train of thought. It's a preserve area, obviously, as I just stated. This is also where the gambling boats are. If you want to go out on the boats and do the gambling while you're here, it's right there where you see sitting. The big white one, I believe, is parked now. It's in between when they would be going, I guess. And there's another golf course you can see just the remnants of. I think that's Glen Dornick on the edge of the waterway here. And we got another informational placket here. And another one of the walkways. Again, we're not going to go everywhere through the park. It'd be a good part of a day walking through all the trails and so forth that they have here. We're just going to make the trip around this outside boardwalk part and come back. When you go to this end of it, if you decide to take the trail through the woods, it doesn't take you immediately back to the parking area. It takes you on a long trail all the way back up towards the very front. And then by the time you walk from the front all the way back here to your vehicle again where the parking lot is, it's a pretty good round trip. I think it took Rochelle and I, that one time we decided to do it, we didn't know it. We just decided to take that trail and walk. We didn't know how long it was. And I think it was a better part of about 2.5 hours. Now we were taking our time, obviously not in a hurry going anywhere, but I think we spent about 2.5 hours from the time we started here walking through this part and going into the woods. Like I say, it goes straight through the woods all the way toward the front. It comes back around to the west side of the front, way up near the gate, and by the time you walk all the way back to the parking lot, the whole thing will probably be close to 2.5 hours. They got to start replacing some of the signs out here. They're starting to tear up to the point they're not quite readable anymore. And the wind's starting to pick up. It's been real windy the last 2 days as the cold front was trying to push in. Today it hadn't been real windy till now. Raccoons we have a lot of here. I know we've got them everywhere, but we sure got a lot of them here. I've got them at my house all the time trying to eat my cat's food that I have outside. Because this 4,000 acres of woods, this Tillman Preserve is in my backyard. There's obviously lots of critters, including field mice and rats. So I keep a few cats around the outside just for that reason. And of course, with feeding the cats outside, you go draw other wildlife, and the raccoons are abundant among them. And we'll go through the woods to this other trail. Alright, and here we are on this last piece of the boardwalk. This is the golf course again over here, Glen Dornick, I believe. Like I said, this one is right along the waterway. There's a couple of Dornick Park, and also Tidewater Golf Course has part of its course on the waterway. And one of the little other informational sign. Like I say, they've got those. There used to be quite a few more of them along here. Actually, the storms and so forth have done their damage and taken their toll on them over the years since they first built this. And again, here's the path going into the woods that I'm not going to take. Y'all have fun when you come walk it. It is really nice. It's mostly wooded. It's a clear path all the way through there. It's real nice. You see some wildlife back in there. All kinds of squirrels and birds and so forth. You'll catch a glimpse of an occasional possum, raccoon and such. And some more of the placards. Saw another one there. Another one here. Pickleweed. And it's real nice back in here. It's peaceful and quiet right now. In the summertime, when the weather is better and temperatures are up, you'll hear a lot of activity. Hear the wildlife in the background, birds and so forth, and you'll of course hear the man-made noises with all the jet skis and so forth going up and down the waterway and the boats. But again, this is just a really nice little park to come have a picnic and take a walk out in nature, and definitely a change of scenery from the beach over there, just a little ways away. Alright, we'll put a stop to this and head back toward the car and finish up going back out of here. And to reiterate what I've told you all before also, this is a series of videos. They've been shot over the last couple of years at different times and so forth, trying to get an idea together of what I wanted to do and trying to put these videos online and help people out that want to come here and give them some advanced information and knowledge about where things are and how to get there and so forth. The first video I started that I introduced this series was made last month, January the 1st. Today's February the 1st. And you'll hear different times and dates. Like I said, not everything is back to back and started in a fashion of timely and orderliness because of the way I had to do it. And I'll explain in other videos about the other areas we're going to try and also show you and make videos of concerning computer repair, aquaponics, rocket mass heaters, and other things that I have interest in. So nothing will be in quite in order the way it seems sometimes. So we'll put an end to this video with this marsh shot, and y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching Blaine's World again. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them.